Good morning, everyone. My topic for today's presentation is Centurion syndrome, presentation and treatment outcome. Centurion syndrome is a disorder seen in young population characterized by abnormal anterior insertion of medial canthal tendon, prominent nasal bridge, and malposition of medial part of floor lid away from globe, which causes displacement of lacrimal punctum out of lacus lacrimalis, resulting in epiphora. It was first described by Sullivan et al. In 1993 as a case series of patients presenting with unexplained epiphora. They made the diagnosis of Centurion syndrome after ruling out other known causes of epiphora, and they used the term Centurion for this disorder, citing similarity of nasal structure between patients and Roman centurions. This syndrome, however, often goes undetected, but it's important to recognize these cases and treat them accordingly, as effective treatment options are available to manage the symptom. For my study, medical records of patients diagnosed and treated as Centurion syndrome in our hospital from July 2019 to December 2019 were reviewed, and follow-up for a period of 6 months was done. We found a total of 6 such cases. All of them were male, aged between 15 to 35 years, and they complained of unilateral epiphora, which was grade 4 on Monk scale, commencing in second decade of life. Other known causes of epiphora were ruled out by asking for symptoms such as history of mucoid or purulent discharge, pain over lacrimal sac area, any history of trauma to lid, fall of foreign body, or any recent eye surgery, which were absent in all the cases. No signs of conjunctivitis, keratitis, anterior uveitis, acute congestive glaucoma, or scleritis or episcleritis was seen on examination. These were the positive findings which were seen. On slit lamp examination, we could see there was loss of lid globe apposition of medial part of lower lid, and there was anterior displacement of lower punctum out of lacus lacrimalis, which is seen in all the cases. Prominent nasal bridge was seen in 5 out of 6 cases. Beak sign, which refers to inferiorly angulated medial canthus with angle pointing in downward direction, was noted in 4 of them, and deep set eyes was seen in 1 case. This is a picture of a patient with Centurion syndrome showing loss of lid globe apposition of medial part of lid denoted by black arrow, and the beak sign denoted by blue arrow. Then following tests were performed, and all the patients, they had best corrected visual acuity as a 6/6. Tear film height was raised in all of them. Fluorescent dyed disappearance test was delayed in all 6 cases. Syringing or lacrimal passage irrigation showed clear passage of fluid into nose with no regurgitation in all of them. Roplas was negative. Primary Jones dye test was negative in all, and Hertel's exophthalmometry reading was normal in 5 cases, and it showed enophthalmos in 1 case. Rest anterior and posterior segment examinations were within normal limits. For treatment, we aim at restoring lid globe apposition so that the punctum falls back to come in line with lacus lacrimalis. For that, the insertion of anterior limb of medial canthal tendon via vertical skin incision was done, and suturing of tendon stump posteriorly to the periosteum of lacrimal fossa at anterior lacrimal crest was done. Post-op lid globe apposition with alignment of inferior punctum along lacus lacrimalis was achieved in 5 out of 6 cases. At 6-month post-op follow-up, epiphora was significantly relieved to Monk scale 1 in 5 patients. No relief was seen in 1 patient. FDTT showed dye disappearance in less than 2 minutes, and primary Jones was positive in all except 1 patient. So various ocular abnormalities may lead to watering, including hyperlacrimation, eyelid abnormalities, lacrimal outflow obstruction, and Centurion syndrome is a cause of epiphora which often goes undetected. To diagnose it, all causes of epiphora must be ruled out first, and treatment options for this include anterior disinsertion of medial canthal tendon with or without its posterior plication, along with plication of medial lower lid retractors in case of coexisting enophthalmos. Conjunctivoplasty can be done as an adjunct. To conclude, Centurion syndrome is a rare disorder having favorable surgical outcomes, so should be kept in mind for differential diagnosis of unexplained epiphora, as patients can benefit from the treatment. These are my sentences. Thank you.